Hey guys, my CX-07 Pegasus Blast has finally came in, the new CX blade that hopes to give CX Beys a winning shot in the meta. This blade is owned by Omega Shiraboshi, and let's get into it. The CX-07 starter comes with a long white ripcord. You also get a teal and green winder launcher. The CX-07 lock chip is Pegasus, a callback to the Metal Fight days with a highlighter color, and it kind of gives me my sister when she was going through her emo phase. We next come to the highlighter green yellowish assault assist blade. This is another 3-sided assist blade like Slash, but this one is actually a little higher than the other one, so we'll see how it comes into play. We now come to the main blade, Blast. With 3 sides, it kind of gives you the Aero Pegasus vibes, but there's a little bit more of a point to each blade, and unlike the other CX blades, this one looks a little bit more filled out, and it seems pretty thick compared to the other ones, and heavier. We finally come to the Ratchet bit integration called Turbo. Even though it doesn't technically say how many sides it has, I feel like it comes with either 2 protruding sides, or you can say it has 4 sides in general, so do with that as you will. When you first launch, the 2 little levers pull out and the spike from the bottom comes out, and once it loses stamina, it goes in, and after the bit goes in, it kind of gives you a gear flat type of bit, but shorter. This starter does come with the CX tool. This tool has 3 prongs that help you connect the lock chip blade and assist blade together like this. Of course, you line up the assist blade with the main blade, put together the lock chip, and then this is where you usually will put the bit, but the tool goes right in there instead. You turn and lock it. All put together, the blade color scheme is really cool. The assist blade matches with the main blade to have that big hit at that point. Together with the turbo bit Ratchet, this blade is towering. Let's see the gimmick in action. Pegasus Blast fares against the CX blades Drawn Brave, Wizard Arc, Perseus Dark, and Hell's Reaper. Now we're going to have Pegasus Blast go against my second string of competitive blades. Now let's see a competitive build of Pegasus Blast / 660 Low Rush. Let's see how this fares against my top tier blades. We'll first have it go against Scorpio Spear 360 Unite. Next, Golem Rock 560 Wedge. Stamina King Wizard Rod 960 Ball. And my new favorite attack build for Dragoon, 560 level. Now for final thoughts. First, we can go into the Turbo Bit Ratchet. Now I understand that some people had said the Turbo Ratchet burst really easily, but mine wasn't like that. Like any Ratchet, when it gets hit on that spot, it will burst, but mine wasn't to where I would rip it and then it would just come undone like other people saying it was doing. Also, if the gimmick actually works like it's supposed to, it is actually good. There's a couple times that it did work and it was good, but it was very rare that that would happen, and most likely it was just wasting stamina. So I don't think it's completely practical, but when it actually did work, it was top tier. Now for the assist blade, it did line up with the main blade, and I think that helped with its attack capability, but it was taller than other ones, and I would rather it be smaller, so I'm probably going to go with the short assist blades. Now for the main blade, Blast. It is a game changer, I believe. It is being filled out in its shape and weight. I really like how this is all together, and I think it can be a really good competitor. My build with /660 low rush, I feel like had really good knockout power and even could knock out Wizard Rod fairly easily. And I can't wait to see the other combinations I can make. I'm waiting until I can get my Cerberus to start making combinations for all the CX, because the wheel, Assist blade is something I really feel like could help a lot of other CX blades. That is taking forever. I think my scale shark's gonna come in before then, and I've really been behind on all this stuff with my new job. So I promise you, I will finally get to combinations for Wizard Arc, Drawn Brave, Perseus Dark, and Hell's Reaper. My Hell's Reaper broke also, so I'm getting a new one. Can't wait to finally get all this CX blades and figure out some combinations, so stay tuned. I promise it's coming. It's just taking me forever. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.